So, I'm going to agree after that to okay? You're with that?
Look like back to Cam.
Yeah. Yeah, so no one
Welcome to Yogaxpress, the mobile stretch clinic that takes yoga to the people. We're all still reeling from yesterday's experience with Deanna McLaughlin, our wonderful, wonderful teacher, yoga teacher. She teaches in the Dao Yin style. Did I say it right this time? Yes, I got that right. And we've already introduced Deanna yesterday, so you all might recall that Deanna has been teaching this style of yoga for the last 17 years. So she knows what she's doing. So let's stay with her. She's going to take us through another sequence for hypertension. So they're going to be, yesterday's was for sciatica, correct, Deanna? So a lot of hamstring stretches in the back of our legs. And before we get lost into her sequence, we really were in a different world, correct? We were in a different world yesterday.
Yes.
Before we lose ourselves into that wonderful, joyful experience, I'd like to introduce all of our wonderful participants here. And I have two things which I forgot to tell our viewers out there. This program is called Yogaxpress, and we air Monday through Friday, 1:30 in the afternoon, Mondays through Fridays at 1:30 on Time Warner 57, RCN 84, and Fios 35. And I have Brother Ed Phelan to my immediate right to thank for that. He reminded me and he asked me, what time do you air, which days, and what channel? So thank you. Thank you, Brother Ed. I really appreciate that. This is Brother Ed Phelan to my right. We've met Deanna McLaughlin. She's a wonderful Dao Yin yoga teacher. She's been teaching for the last, this kind of yoga for the last 17 years. To Deanna's left, Josiane Hurd. Josiane used to practice belly dancing, and now she's into yoga, martial arts, and boxing. Welcome back, Josiane. Amy Kitchener is an editor, and if you need help with either editing your dissertations, your books, you need help even with writing a resume, Amy's your person, because I have seen her writing style. I've read the emails that she sends. It's just wonderful. So thank you for being back with us, Amy. We've missed you. I'm glad you were here yesterday and you're back today for more. Tony Taylor to Brother Phelan's right, immediate right. Tony Taylor has studied film direction, and he also has studied writing, creative writing. So if you need a film director for your new movie theme, he's your man. And we have Sandra Lee, and Sandra is planning to get into the food revolution. And Sandra, you got off the hook yesterday. I forgot to ask you to tell us a little more about it, but maybe when we have you as a special guest, you can tell us a little more about your food revolution concept. She also enjoys therapeutic yoga. So welcome back to our wonderful guests. Before we go into Deanna's little wonderful journey that she's going to take us into the Daoyin style of yoga, we have a little bit of infomercial for ourselves. We have a postcard here. We have a lot of support for folks at home. You don't have any excuse not to stretch. We have a little postcard with 48 simple ailment-specific stretches. We have a fridge magnet which we'll send out to you. Stick it on your fridge, so don't give us any of those lame excuses that you don't have time or you forgot. You can't forget. And you have a little business card which is in your wallet on the back of your card. You have the full sequence right here. So please keep stretching. Deanna, we are really looking forward to today's sequence, hypertension. I know we'll be floating somewhere in midair when you're done with us, so please take us through. We're looking forward to it.
Great. Thank you, Ben. Okay, so yesterday we started with breath work, and we're going to repeat that again today because it is most important that before you begin, you clear the mind. And the intention of yoga poses from any tradition was to take a person from their outer world to their inner world, to prepare your mind for meditation. And if you do not even believe in meditation, but you're really stressed out, this is what hypertension is about. What you want to do is focus on the breath. And some of the research I've been doing in the past couple years, Benu, is about hypertension and heart disease. And heart disease is our #1 killer in America, but underlying hypertension is shallow breathing. That's what creates the hypertension.
Right.
So we're going to start with breathing. And what I want you to do today, we started with closing our ears, covering our eyes.
Yeah.
Today we're going to add sound to that. It's called bumblebee breathing. And when you do this breath at your home, don't worry, no one else will hear you. And if you want to try it on the subway, no one will probably think anything of it. But the key is that you're doing it for you. It's not about what anybody around you thinks. But this is a way that within probably 1 minute you can change how you feel. If you're at the office, go in the bathroom. No one will know what you're doing in there. You'll come back with a smile. So we're going to try this. You begin by covering your ears. 2 fingers come over the eyes. Your ring finger lays underneath your nose, and your little fingers lay on the chin. And before we start, this is the finger position. But I want you all to take your hands down, and I want you to first, before you do anything, make the sound of a bumblebee for me. Let me hear your bee. Okay, a little louder. Great. Now, I want you to imagine that your bee is flying, and when you have your eyes closed and you're making your bee sound, you're going to let your bee fly on a journey anywhere in the world you want it to go. So the bee is going to change heights, either soaring up into the sky or down. And you want to change the octave level from high to low in your sound, because this opens different areas of the body and it releases different kinds of stress. This may sound absolutely insane to you, but this is going on in cultures for centuries. So there is truth to sound and healing, and we combine both the breath with the sound. I'll actually demonstrate one first, and then we'll all do it together, all right? So I'll just do one breath, and we'll follow. So fill your body with breath. So what you'll find when you begin this breath is that your breath becomes longer than you realized you could make your breath. So we'll try it all together. Just do 3 breaths. Don't worry about counting, but focus on your sound, okay? And at the end of your 3rd breath, just bring your hands down to your lap. Ready? Begin your bumblebee journey. Again, at the end of your 3rd breath, keep your eyes closed and let your hands just lay in your lap, and notice the difference in how you feel within yourself now and before you started. Again, the bumblebee breathing clears the mind and it opens up different energy centers. So often people will feel a smile coming onto their face, not only because they were feeling silly when they were doing the breath, but because each organ and every part of your body holds different kinds of stress. And the more you release that negative energy, the more you open yourself to feelings of gratitude and joy and happiness. And that's what this breath work and the movement is about. So as you are seated, we're going to start quietly opening your eyes. If you don't want to open your eyes yet, you can just bring your feet together in front of where you are sitting. So both feet are touching each other. We're going to move into butterfly. going to change. We were going to stand up, but I think it's better after this breath work to stay seated. So in butterfly position, as you can see, there are many different ranges of motions, matter of how open your hips are. Women are generally more open in the hips than men, so if you are a man and your legs don't touch the floor, you're normal. It's okay. Okay, so what you want to do is try to, what I want you to do is lean forward slightly, and then sit back a little bit so you can feel your sitting bones. There's 2 bones that you want to be sitting on, and they're called the sitting bones for a reason. Now bring your feet in as close as you can to your body, and then lift your heart up. So you're going to lift your rib cage so your spine is nice and tall. And as you exhale, just let your knees relax toward the ground. So the key is to try to keep the body open as the muscles relax. And often what we do is we slouch because we're relaxed in our culture. And when we are sitting like this, we're not only crunching up all the organs in the body, which impairs your digestive system, you're also not using your lower back muscles. And this is why a lot of people have sciatica and lower back problems. So the more you can get used to feeling those bones and sitting on them, the better you are. Now you could add another level to this by keeping your spine long and pointing your chin forward and bending from the waist. So you're just going to bend out toward the middle of the room. Close your eyes so you're not worrying about how close you come to the ground, because it doesn't matter how far you go to the ground. What matters more is that you're keeping your body relaxed and your organs open. So your torso is long. So I always encourage people to point their chin out. It keeps you from rolling your head down. When you roll your head down to touch your head on the ground, you don't win a prize. All you're doing is you're curling your organs up and compromising your digestion. So
What? No prize?
keep your body open. No prize. And when you come in as far as you can, take a breath and let your body go limp. So just let it relax completely after you've gone as far as you can go. And on your inhale, lift your nose and chin and slowly lift your body back up to center. Bring your knees together. Put your hands behind you and shift your weight forward so that you come onto your feet. You may need to reposition yourself any way that you can so you can come up on your feet. Bring your hands forward or next to your feet, whatever is more comfortable for you. So roll up onto the balls of your feet. And using your fingertips or your palms flat, lift your hips. We're going to transition, coming up nice and slow. Take a breath, let your body go limp. Just hang like a rag doll. Now slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. And as you come up, I want you to visualize the space between each vertebrae. So keep your eyes closed and your mind inside your spine. Good. Perfect. Now bring your hands together, sweeping your arms up over your head. We're going to go into the half moon pose. And in this pose, it's important that you place the hands together over your head, and you're going to shift your weight to one side. So we're going to lean first to the left. And what I want you to do is imagine that the right side of your body is really heavy, like it's full of cement. So with your feet together, hands over your head, shift your weight just slightly. You're going to press your weight into your right leg. And now lift up through your fingers, so keep your hands active. Reach up toward the sky, and as you exhale, lean to the left. Good. Okay. And look up so that you keep your shoulders in line with one another. So you're going to look over your right shoulder. Looking over the right shoulder helps to keep the shoulders back in line with one another. Otherwise, people tend to fold, rolling their shoulder forward. You want to keep your shoulder back, and you're stretching, reaching out through your hands. So reach your fingertips out toward the right side, the left side of your body. And you'll feel this opening from under the elbow all the way down through your hip. So you're opening up the liver. You reach up, coming back to center, take a breath. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart, just to give your shoulders a little breath and break. Now inhale, lift your hands back to the sky. Shift all the weight into your left leg. And as you exhale, lean to the right. And reach out through the hands, looking up toward the sky. Good. Reach out. Both arms stay active, so try to keep the elbows straight. Reaching out through your fingertips. Stretch. Here you're opening the spleen and giving a little massage to the liver on the right side. So the half moon pose helps to wring out the organs, and it also helps to trim your waist. Breathe in, lift up. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to the side.
Did you say
Emptying
trim
your
your
breath.
waist? I need that.
Yes, it does. It helps trim the waist.
Thank you.
So yoga poses, they say help you lose weight. I don't know if that's true, but I
don't
know
think
it
so,
lets
yeah.
your weight rearrange and it shifts. As your organs become more conditioned, your weight shifts and rearranges itself. Okay, now we're going to do the spinning wheel. So you want to make sure that you're not going to smack your neighbor with your arm. So you may want to straddle yourself.
I'll stagger myself. I'll go back. So maybe you can forward. You guys are very tall.
So you're going to take a step outside of your hips. Bring your left hand to your chest and your right hand out to the side. And you're going to reach back. Yep. Swing your right arm back as far as you can. Come back to center, switching sides. You're going to fold in your left arm, reach back with the right arm. Come back to center. If you leave your knees bent, that'll help you move into your twist without compromising the lower part of your body. So come back, keep your knees softly bent. Exhale, twist. Come back, and this time close your eyes and let your movement follow your breath. So exhaling. Trust your body. Keep your eyes closed. Come back. Switch sides. Exhaling. Come back to center. And just let your arms release to your side. Notice if you feel a difference.
Feels good. We didn't want to stop, did we?
Always when you put the movement with your breath, you'll notice a big difference. So now we're going to go back to the floor. I'm going to ask Ed to step up to this mat because I'm going to have him help us demonstrate some variations to our next pose. So when we go down to the floor, we're just going to bend your knees, reach down towards the floor, and come into a seated position any way that's comfortable. And I've asked Ed to put his back to you so that he can demonstrate. From the back side, we're going to do the cow's head. And this pose helps to work the shoulders. And our shoulders are very tight because this is where we hold a lot of tension. It's also the back of the heart in between the shoulder blades. So it's important to keep this area open. And our first spinning wheel helps to do that. You could do this pose that we're doing here on the ground standing up, but it's easier to open both the hips and the shoulders at the same time in this pose. So the first thing you're going to do is sit with your legs crossed over top of one another. This pose is not easy for people to do that have very tight hips, so if you need to modify it, if you feel that your knee is all the way up, then it might be better for you to just sit in a perfect posture or to bring a cushion up underneath your hips. That'll help you to open your hips a little more. Okay, so Tony has a block. Now what you're going to do is you're going to lift your right arm over your head and bend your elbow so that your right hand comes behind you, your head. With your left hand, reach around. Good. And so, can you touch your hand, Ed?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
You are? Okay. So, you can't? That's good.
That's just got it.
Oh, great. Ed has it. I had him bring a necktie because if you at home don't have a strap like Tony has here, you can also use a necktie or a leather belt.
That's a great idea.
So you could wrap this around your hand.
Okay, good.
So we'll just take a couple wraps this way. We use the makeshift toolbox.
What a great idea.
There. And then what he can do is just walk his hand up the tie until he reaches his hand. But that helps to keep the arms in line. And in this pose, you can add a little extra to it to open up the trapezius muscle. So what I want you to do is keep your chin up and look over your right shoulder. So look to the right. And now come back and look to the left. You'll feel it opening up the muscles on the top of your shoulder. Come back to center, release your hands. Good. And we'll try the other side. So you can switch legs if it's more comfortable for you. Try opening this again. Folding the knees one over top of the other helps to open the hips. If it's not comfortable for you, this comes very easy for you. It is very easy for some and impossible for others. Just know that everyone's body is different, and your body will get there if you be patient.
You don't need your block.
No.
Of course. Thank you.
Great.
I'm going to enjoy this.
Okay, now we're going to do the other side. So lift your left arm and bend it back behind your head. With the right hand, reach around behind you. See if you can bring your fingers together. So if your fingers don't come together behind your body, you can use a necktie if you have one at home, or a strap. These are these cords are stretchy that they're using.
It's not very...
They're exercise bands that you can get in the store, but if you don't have the money to go buy them, you can use something that you have at home that'll make it
There goes my husband's
easy.
ties. They're going to disappear now.
And now look over your left shoulder. Come back to center and look over the right shoulder. Don't forget to breathe, Tony. Long breath. Come back and release. Good. Thanks, Ed. I appreciate that. All right, now we're going to bring both legs together, or out in front. And we'll do a forward fold. So bring your left foot in, your right leg extended. Breathe in, sweep your arms up over your head. And I want you to lace your fingers together. Good. Now turn your palms out. Push up through the heels of your hands. So you're going to make your body nice and long. Draw your abdomen in, lift up. Now look up at your hands. Okay, and keep your eyes connected to your hands. So your neck and spine are long. You're going to push out through the heels of your hands as you bend forward from the waist. Keep the chin lifted. Remember, your goal is not to let your head touch the floor. Your goal is to keep your body long, so you bend out from the waist. And this helps you from crushing the organs in. So long body, soft breath. Bring the hands out toward the feet or the shin. Whenever you've come out as far as is comfortable for you, I want you to just release your hands and your arms and let your arms go limp. Good. That's exactly right. Now close your eyes. And each time you exhale, let your body empty a little deeper into the pose. So your breath is long, slow, and soft. And whenever you're feeling very tense and that you have a lot of anxiety, the goal in any place, if you're in a position where you can't do a yoga pose, maybe you're at your job, just focus on the sound of your breath. And whatever movement you're doing, concentrate on your breath, let your body relax, and you'll notice a big difference in how you feel. Now let your body go limp. Keeping your eyes closed, lift your nose and chin and bring your body up slowly. Good. Switch sides. Extend the left leg, fold the right leg in. Breathe in, bring your arms to the side, lace your fingers, turn the heel of the hands out, push up through the heels of the hands, lift up through your spine, nice and long. Good, look up at your hands. Exhale, bend forward, push out through the heels of the hands, keep your chin lifted, neck and spine's in line. Close your eyes, relax your arms, empty your fingertips. Soften your breath. So release your shoulders, just let your hands fall. Ask yourself what you're holding on to. If you're feeling yourself feeling stiffness in an area, just empty your body out with your breath. Slow and soft breath. Now imagine there is an opening through the base of your hip and out the end of your heel. And each time you exhale, let the tension flow out through the end of the heel or out through the base of the hip. Let your body go limp. Lifting your nose and chin, bring your neck and spine up in a slow line. Extend both legs. Place your fingers, breathe in, bring both hands to the sky, turning the palms out, lift high. Try to feel the stretch through your hips as high as you can. Good, and again, look up at your hands, keeping the neck and spine in line, reach out. Point your chin towards your toes. Stretch out through your fingertips. Release your hands. Good. Soften your breath. Relax your hips. Close your eyes. And let your mind travel through your muscles. Wherever you feel tension, visualize it leaving your body with your breath. After 4 or 5 breaths, let your body go limp. And now keeping your eyes closed, lift your nose and chin. Bring your neck and spine up in a soft line. How are you feeling?
Beautiful.
Feel good? Good.
I have sciatic on my left and the back knee on my right, but it helps.
Oh, good.
There you go, and you're very brave. Wow.
Okay, now we're going to turn around because I want you to come down onto your back. And we're going to rock. So you're going to bring your knees to your chest, so laying on your back. Bring your knees into your chest. And as you exhale, just let your hands draw your legs in as close as you can to your body. And now tuck your chin and begin rocking. So lift your hips and bring your shoulders up, rocking the length of your spine.
You're kidding,
Sideways
right?
and
I can't get my
backwards.
body. But you know, once we start rocking, it's hard to stop. So let me try this.